What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Knicks Media here live on Bleacher Report. My name is Richie Malora, and we got a show today, folks, because your New York Knicks are up 3-1 on the Boston Celtics after an emphatic victory last night at Madison Square Garden, led by Jalen Brunson's 39 points. The clutch player of the year stepped up and show the world why he is a legit superstar, folks. Now, we did just have some breaking NBA news of Jayson Tatum officially tearing his Achilles, and he already went under surgery, successful surgery. So this is obviously really big for the Boston Celtics and this series. And first and foremost, I got to say, thoughts and prayers goes out to Jayson Tatum. You never want to see an injury like this to a player in the NBA, man. It is absolutely devastating to see this type of injury to Jayson Tatum. The guy was on another level in the game against the New York Knicks, and it is absolutely devastating for him to go out this way. And the reason why this injury is really bad if you're the Celtics is not only for this season, but his season next year is up in the air. An Achilles takes 9 to 12 months to recover from, and then you got to get on the court and show that you're able to get back to your usual self. So absolutely devastating news by the NBA to see a superstar talent like Jayson Tatum go. And now that directly impacts the Knicks, of course, because now the Knicks will have not to worry about Jayson Tatum. I mean, Tatum was unbelievable last night for the Boston Celtics. You talk about a guy that was basically unstoppable. I mean, he was unstoppable in this game last night. You saw him take shots from beyond the arc, cash it left and right. And the fact that he's done for the series, the season, and potentially next season, the big question is, if you're a Celtics fan, what's next season going to look like for them? Now, that's not our concern, but at the end of the day, you just got to show your love and support to a guy like Jayson Tatum who just went down the way that he did. Hate to see it. And I think that Knicks fans, we have a lot of confidence right now, of course, but let's not act like the Celtics team is not going to come out here and respond and try to prove that they can win without Jayson Tatum. They went 8-2 this season without Tatum in the lineup. They've proven to be able to win without him. Now, the one thing I will say is that is in the regular season, the playoffs in the regular season, two different worlds, 100%. But the Celtics are world champs because they have so much depth. They got Derek White, who's an absolute sniper, as you saw last night. Jaylen Brown can definitely step up and replace Tatum's volume from shooting. Kristaps got to step up if you're the Celtics. Al Horford, Pritchard off the bench. I wonder who's going to start in replacement of Tatum. But there's a lot of interesting things to talk about regarding Jayson Tatum and how the Celtics are going to respond to this. How are they going to respond? What's their next move? Are they going to make an adjustment that's going to hurt the Knicks? And you look at it from the Knicks' perspective, you got to be able to go out there and not give them any hope, not give them any life, and just finish this game right where we want to in 5 games. That's where the Knicks got to do. They got to just put the dagger in the heart of the Celtics season and finish the series in 5. Don't give them any life. Do not give them any life, man. There's a lot of things I want to talk about in today's show. Now, there's a stat that circulated. Shout out to ESPN for the stat on Get Up. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable stat right here. And if you don't know what the stat is, I made a video on it earlier today. The only players in the NBA that has ever in history put up 30 points, right, and 8 assists per game in their first 10 games of the postseason. Look at the names on this list, folks. Look at the names on this list. Jalen Brunson is in the same conversation as Jokic, LeBron James, James Harden, Michael Jordan, Jerry West, and Oscar Robertson. I mean, that is unbelievable. Oscar Robertson back in 1963, Jerry West, MJ, Harden, LeBron, like these are champions that we're talking about. And what Jalen Brunson is doing, folks, is nothing short of legendary, historic. We've never seen this before. As a Knick, And I'm here to tell you guys what Jalen Brunson is doing could be like he's on his way to becoming one of the best Knicks of all time. And I know that may be a little over the top, but I mean that. You look at the greatest Knicks of all time. You look at Walt Clyde Frazier. He's the greatest Knick of all time. Why? Because he brought home a championship. And that's what's up next for Jalen Brunson. And the New York Knicks, let me say this and staring at the camera and say it with confidence, okay? Your New York Knicks, right? The New York Knicks are legit championship contenders. Right now, they have the best chance they've ever had in years to win a championship. And I know that may seem like I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not. I'm living in the moment. We're one game away from the Eastern Conference Finals. And I'm not looking ahead at the Pacers or Cavs or even who we're facing off in the finals. That's not what I'm doing. All I'm doing is just waking up Knicks fans because we're in the midst of a fantastic playoff run. And we are right there. And last night proved that this Knicks team is capable. If they can get through the Boston Celtics, who just won the championship last year, give me anybody. Give me the Red Hot Pacers. Give me anybody in the West. I had so much confidence in this team all year long. If you watched my content here on Knicks Media, on Bleacher Report, all throughout the season, then you know I have been always supporting this Knicks team through all the lulls, through all the lows, the highs. I never wavered my confidence because I believed in the roster. I believed in this team to bounce back and keep doing what they are destined to do, folks. And last night, you saw the entire team come together. You saw Jalen Brunson level up his game to superstar status, like we've seen him do before, with Mikal Bridges getting 23 points, lighting it up from mid-range in the fourth quarter. OG Anunoby hitting clutch shot after clutch shot. Karl Anthony Towns an efficient 23 points and 11 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson relentless on the glass. Like, this is the full potential of this Knicks team. This is why I have been hyping up this squad all season long. It's because they have the talent to match up with anybody. And this Knicks team was built to beat the Boston Celtics. Right when they got Bridges, I'm like, wow, they are trying to match up against Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges has been doing a fantastic job defending them. Now, Tatum was awesome last night, and I'd argue that the Knicks defended Tatum well. It's just Tatum was just not missing. Didn't matter what you did defensively. When a superstar gets in that mode, you can't play defense against them. It's like Kobe in his prime. When Kobe got in that mode, may his soul rest in peace, there's no guarding Kobe Bryant. Even Melo got into those modes at times where you can get your hand in Melo's face. He's still getting that bucket when he wants to. And that's what Jalen Brunson did as well last night. He knew that he got into this zone and he realized, I got to be the reason why we go win this basketball game. He set the tone and this Knicks team rallied around him and he kept hitting clutch shot after clutch shot. Tough. None of these shots were wide open, by the way. You look at the highlight reel of Jalen Brunson, all of his shots were tough. Going into the paint, bullying down low, step backs, fadeaways, hand in his face, you name it. And we have a captain that is able to level up his game to carry the Knicks in the NBA playoffs, man. It is a joy to watch. And I also love to remind Knicks fans where we came from. Let's not forget of the Phil Jackson era, of the Jeff Hornacek era, the Derek Fisher, Dave Fizdale. I know that's traumatizing for me to bring that back up, but I want to make sure, Knicks fans, we've been through it all. And that's why when people tell us Knicks fans that we're overjoyous or we celebrate too much or we're obnoxious, it's simple. We're not obnoxious. We're starving. We don't know what success feels like, especially the younger generation of fans like myself. I'm 27 years old. I've never witnessed the Knicks do anything in my lifetime outside of go to the second round of the playoffs. Barely. They had a little fizzle run with Melo. The last time the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals, I was 2 years old in the year of 2000. So this city is hungry. And also, the state of sports in New York in general has been historically, recently bad. I mean, shout out to the New York Liberty for bringing home a championship, but outside of that, the Giants are the last team to win anything. The Jets have been abysmal, 14 straight years, no playoff appearance. The Yankees were in the World Series last year, had a chance. They failed. The Mets were in the World Series 2015. They had a chance. They failed. It's been a while since this city had a chance to bring home a championship. And I feel like the entire city of New York is rallied. Well, I don't feel like, I know that the entire city and all the Knicks fans worldwide is backing this Knicks team because they're representing the city. They're representing all New York teams. Every single New York team they're representing right now, which I absolutely love. Because what this Knicks team is about is everything that New York preaches. Blue-collar mindset, gritty, tough, resilience. When you're counted out, you go out there. And that's who Jalen Brunson is. He embodies the New York mindset, man. And it is awesome to watch unfold. Because we have been waiting for a star to come save this Knicks team. And little did we know it was going to be Jalen Brunson, who Leon Rose did everything he possibly can, even tampered to get him. He's like, I want Jalen Brunson so bad, I'm going to tamper to make sure he is a Knick because he saw this in Jalen Brunson. And I'm going to give somebody credit that nobody gives credit to. The owner of the New York Knicks, Jim Dolan. Knicks fans despise Dolan, but I think it's time to open up your mind about him because the man is taking his hands off this team. He's not getting involved, and he's allowing Leon Rose and his staff to go to work. And look what has transpired. Look at the work that Leon Rose has done to bring in Jalen Brunson, trade for Josh Hart, trade for OG Anunoby, trade for Karl Anthony Towns, trade for Bridges, extend Deuce on that contract, extend Mitchell. I mean, it has been awesome. And got to give a shout out to all the Knicks that came before that led us to this moment. Even Kristaps. That trade that the Knicks made with the Mavericks, that set them up. Drafting RJ, drafting quickly, drafting Obi, Quentin Grimes. All those players are directly connected to this run. And I mean that. And this roster is built in a way that there's going to be continuity. This team is not going to get broken up next year. They're only staying together, and the Knicks are going to add pieces for the bench. The starting five is set for next season. And I don't want to talk about next year. We're in the middle of a playoff run here. But I want to remind you guys that the way that this roster was constructed was to keep them together for at least 2 years. And I think Mikal Bridges, he's eligible for an extension. He's the one to look out for an extension. And that's a perfect segue to Mr. Mikal Bridges because he deserves his respect. My man, Mikal Bridges, everybody kept telling me that we gave up too many picks. The guy is not good. He's overrated. Why did we trade all those picks for him? Well, I'm here to tell you that this man deserves his respect from Knicks fans, bro. The guy went out there and was an assassin in the fourth quarter from mid-range. We got to give him a new nickname, Mitty McHale, baby. Mitty McHale. Because the guy is bringing the mid-range game back. And when you're in the playoffs and you have somebody that can take over a game like Mikal Bridges does from mid-range, watch out. And that's what makes this Knicks team so dangerous. We have 4 players that can take over a game at any moment. Who else in the NBA has that? The Celtics have 2 of those players, Brown and Tatum. The rest of them are really good shooters. Like, who else in this league has guys like Brunson, Cat, OG, and Bridges that they can go out there and get hot offensively? And I'll even throw Josh Hart in there, who, by the way, led every single player in scoring in Game 2 of the series. This Knicks team is for real. And I am so jubilant about watching this team come together. Mitchell Robinson deserves some love as well because this boy has been through the ringer in terms of having to go to the free throw line. He had such a big game last night on the boards. 8 rebounds, and all of them were massive. I don't know the exact stat, but he had to have at least 5 offensive rebounds, right? At least 5 of them. Mitchell Robinson was an absolute monster last night, man. Absolute monster. And I'm so happy for the guy because he has to get over the fact that he can't shoot free throws, and he was a big reason why the Knicks succeeded. The matchup is a nightmare when you have both Cat and Mitch on the court together. So big-time shout-out to my boy, Mitchell Robinson, because he had one of those games that is a back-breaking moment, man. It's a back-breaking moment. And you look at the construction of this team, there's just something special about it. There's something special about this team. It's a belief in each other, and it's also never giving up. Never giving up on this team. If they're able to get through Boston, which they absolutely should, if they do not get through Boston without Tatum, when you have 3 games to win 1 more, then we have a real problem on our hands. But if they can get through Boston, I want to also map out a scenario for you guys because I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this. Now, I'm going to get ahead of myself here. I'm going to project into the future, but bear with me here. There's a reason why I'm doing this. If the Pacers take care of business like they should, being up 3-1, and they advance to the Eastern Conference Finals, and so do the Knicks will have home court advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's a big deal. And also, let me add this. If the Knicks make it to the NBA Finals, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself, we got to get through Boston before, and even Cleveland or Indiana. But if we get to the NBA Finals, there's a chance that the Knicks will have home court advantage in the NBA Finals if we make it. If any team besides the Oklahoma City Thunder make it, the Knicks will have home court. If it's Minnesota, Denver, or Golden State somehow comes back without Curry, the Knicks will have home court advantage in the championship if they go that far. So I've never seen a situation like this in my life where it feels like everything's coming together. I know I may be getting ahead of myself, but it feels like we're the team of destiny, man. And the reason why I say that is there's improbable things going on. And some championship teams have magical stories, and this is a magical story. Last night's win wasn't magical. Games 1 and 2 was magical. The 20-point comebacks, those were magical wins. Last night was a statement that we can beat this Boston Celtics team. Because what did we hear after Boston beat the Knicks the way that they did in Game 3? That the series is a wrap. That even though we're up 2-1, the Celtics are better and they're back. They're not going to miss. They're going to beat the Knicks in 6. That's all we heard after Game 3. So this was big, that this Knicks team was able to respond the way that they did. Boston getting off to the fast start the way that they did last night. The Knicks fighting back and having a fantastic third quarter, outscoring them 37-23, and then playing their best brand of basketball in the fourth quarter. When we have a player as good as Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter, that is an assassin. That is every team's worst nightmare. The man just puts on some type of goggles and becomes Mr. Captain Clutch. And I'm trying not to get ahead of myself here, chat. But how can you not, if you're a Knicks fan, how can you not just think forward a little bit? There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with just thinking about potential scenarios that's coming together. Because if the Knicks win tomorrow night in Boston and the Pacers take care of the Cavaliers, the Knicks will have home court in Eastern Conference Finals. And I hope, if I can handpick a finals matchup, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Not because I think the Knicks are better and we're going to beat them. It's simply because of the Randall and Dante DiVincenzo factor. Can you imagine being at the Garden for an NBA Finals game and watching Julius Randle? I mean, Dante DiVincenzo, yeah, former Knick. He was a Knick for 1 year. Randall's a bigger deal because Randall was the guy that lifted the Knicks out of the doldrums of incompetence. Randall's the guy who won Most Improved Player of the Year and brought the Knicks back to the playoffs for the first time ever. It felt like, not ever, but first time in what, 7 years? So that is storybook stuff. Anthony Edwards, Oh, my gosh. All right, enough getting ahead of myself. Let's get present and let's talk about this series here, okay? Because that's what's most important, obviously. And I feel like this Knicks team is going to have to be prepared for this Celtics team to play desperate. Whenever you're facing an elimination team like we are about to do tomorrow, there's a different level of desperation. There's a different level of focus, and we're going to be in Boston. But guess what? I think this Knicks team is a better basketball team on the road. We are. We haven't lost at all this playoffs on the road. Undefeated. 5-0, I believe. 4-0, 5-0, whatever it is. We won both games in Boston and all 3 games in Detroit. So this Knicks team is built to go on the road. And I hope they can gain some momentum and carry last night. I hope they don't lose again on their home floor. If the Knicks can defend home floor and win every single home game for the rest of how long this playoff run lasts, I think we'll be NBA champions. If things fall into place and we get home court the way I'm saying. So this is unbelievable. I think that Tom Thibodeau is another person that should have the trust of Knicks fans. I don't know what Tibbs needs to do. I feel like there's going to be some Knicks fans, if we win the title, still wanting to get rid of him. I mean, Tom Thibodeau, his minutes have been good. And also his system of playing the starting 5 the way that it's playing, getting him in the shape has been phenomenal. It's been an asset. We're outworking teams. Some people felt like Thibodeau, his minutes is driving the Knicks into the dirt, where I think it's done the opposite. It's prepared them to be able to be conditioned enough to play their best brand of basketball when the clock hits 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. While the other team is gassed, the Knicks are prepared and they're ready to go. And I feel like the big shots this Knicks team keeps hitting in the clutch. I mean, you talk about we've lost 1 game this series, and that was the game where we got blown out. And that was going to happen. I mean, going into the series, I'm like, there's going to be a game where we're going to get blown out. Celtics don't miss. That's inevitable. I predicted the Knicks to win this series in 6 or 7 games going into it. I was actually one of the Knicks fans that did not become a prisoner to, oh, the Celtics are so much better than them. We're losing this series. There's no chance. Like, no. Of course we had a chance. I believed it. Genuinely. I knew we were the underdogs. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. But I believe that this Knicks team, playing at its true potential, can beat anybody, including the Boston Celtics. When Jalen Brunson plays this level of basketball and he has the guys around him supporting him the way that we know that they're capable of, this Knicks team is able to do great things. And Tom Thibodeau is one of the best coaches in the NBA. I'd argue top 5 in the league. The guy's a multi-time coach of the year. Somebody right now tell me, what coach in the NBA today has won coach of the year for 2 different organizations? Like, I was never, ever the one that slanders Tibbs. I felt like Tibbs is the scapegoat. Whenever the Knicks had a bad loss in the regular season, fire Tibbs. Tibbs stinks. Get him out of here. But when we have success, nobody wants to give him the credit. The love got to be the same energy as the hate, man. And listen, I get it. Knicks fans are passionate. We want change. We want immediate results. I think that Tom Thibodeau deserves his love. Job's not finished, though. He's got to go out there and finish the series. Because if he collapses and blows a 3-1 lead, then all those people will say that. And that will be the narrative, 100%. But I think the system that he's put in place defensively, the adjustments that we're seeing of how the Knicks are defending them, the offense is flowing. They're not relying too much on the hero ISO ball down the stretch. You see the off-ball movement. Allow the game to come to you is always what Tom Thibodeau preaches. And I feel like that's been fantastic. And having a game like JB did last night, it kind of wakes up Knicks fans of like, we have one of the best players, if not the best point guard in the league on the Knicks. Somebody in the chat, let me know who is a better point guard right now than Jalen Brunson in the league, left in the playoffs. I mean, it's Tyrese Halliburton is the only one that comes to mind that's in the playoffs right now. I mean, SGA, you want to bring up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? He's the MVP, but who's playing better basketball right now in the playoffs? SGA or Brunson? Are you kidding? Tyrese Halliburton put up 4 points in, what was that, game 3? And he bounced back. And Tyrese is a good player. But JB is on the same level as the best players in the league at his position. And I love his mindset. I love everything about he does, bro. Shout out to Jalen Brunson, man. Oh, it makes me emotional thinking about it, man. I've been waiting my whole life, my whole Knicks fandom for a player like this, a point guard that is just elite. Like, how awesome is that? You can use the word elite when talking about a Knick point guard. So, without Jayson Tatum for the rest of this series, the Knicks must take advantage and not give them any life. You cannot let this Boston Celtics team get any life and extend this series. The best case scenario is the Knicks finish it out in Boston, but the Celtics are not going to just lay down and die. They are going to be a team that the Knicks are going to have to put out. And if they are a true championship team, they will finish this series and move on. The Celtics have won 8 of their 10 games with Jayson Tatum did not play. So they know how to win without him. But that means guys like Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, who has been MIA this series. Derek White's going to have to do more besides shoot threes. Pritchard is going to have a big game like he did in, what was that, game 3. They're going to need a lot of players on their end to step up to replace Jayson Tatum, because Jayson Tatum almost single-handedly won the game for Boston last night if it wasn't for Brunson's heroics. And I said it during my live watch party. Tatum kept going nuts. I mean, we saw it. He was hitting step back, fadeaways that you just couldn't defend. And I'm like, the only way we can win this game is if we have somebody on our side that matches what Tatum is doing. And then Jalen Brunson happened. He matched it and then exceeded it. And now that the Knicks have one less superstar to worry about, they can go back to playing some team defense and just defend the three-point line, bro. Allow them to go into the paint, honestly. Defend that three-point line. Do not let them get into the rhythm. And do not let them go on an early run tomorrow night. And I know I'm previewing game 5, but you gotta. At this point, the Knicks have a chance to. And it's so big to win tomorrow because we need some rest. We need this team to get some rest, man. If we can avoid going game 6, game 7, and let them recover. OG has some hamstring tightness. Brunson keeps tweaking his ankle and he's okay somehow. That will be massive. Cat has a hurt finger. That's the cool thing about this Knicks team. Some people question the grittiness and the toughness of this Knicks team. I don't understand why. I think that they've shown that they are tough. They are physical when they need to be. They are resilient. Everyone's like, oh, I miss Randall and Hartenstein and Dante. What are you talking about? This roster is way better than last year. Significantly better, actually. Dante's a great role player, great shooter. Randall's breaking out for the Timberwolves, great job. But what Cat and OG and Bridges brings around Brunson is exactly what we needed all along, man. So we shall see. Knicks in 5 until proven otherwise. All right. So shout out to Bleacher Report for hosting another Knicks Daily Show right here on Bleacher Report. We're live on at 5 p.m. EST every single weekday. This Knicks playoff run has been a joy, and I cannot wait to keep covering it right here on Bleacher Report. And I'm super excited for this Knicks team to go out there and hopefully get over that hump, because what was the expectation heading into this season, chat? It was to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. They need to improve. If they get into the second round and lose, it will feel like a disappointment. Well, the Knicks are knocking on the door of having a successful season. And I'll tell you right now, getting to the Eastern Conference Finals and losing is not on my wish list either. Let's keep going. Let's stay hungry. And as a fan base, let's keep our energy up And don't let anybody tell us we're too obnoxious, we celebrate too much, we're too loud. No, actually level it up. That's what I would say to Knicks fans at the Garden, sitting up in New York City. So let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Corey, Eastern Conference Finals, baby. Jalen Brunson is a true point guard. You know it. Coincidentally, now I want an OG, the right number 8. What do you mean? Cameron Payne stunk it up. That's for sure. Danger Zone's in the chat. Who dances better, Halliburton or Richie? I dance better than that guy. Come on, man. You never seen your boy get down and groovy? So if you missed the news, Jayson Tatum is officially done. Tore his Achilles. And folks, we were just live on Bleacher Report. I ended that show. So I want to thank everybody real quick for all the love that you show Knicks media. Cannot thank you guys enough for all the consistent love and support. Means a lot to me. Means more than you know. So with that, hit that like button on your way out. We will be covering the game tomorrow. I will not be live during the game tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I have some work stuff with Bleacher Report. I have to cover the NFL schedule release. And I'm going to be live on the AFC East Roundtable. You see that logo on top of my head? That I will be live on, and I will be basically covering the game. I mean, that's going to be live for the second half, though. So, yeah, wish me luck. Love you guys so much. Let's go Knicks. And I will see you next time. Go New York, go New York, go.